Did we really need a 500th iteration of the Superman franchise?
Is that a rhetorical question?
We're about to find out.
You were out there helping them?
I thought I was.
On today's episode of Beyond the Frame, we're talking about the 2025 blockbuster superhero flick, Superman, directed by James Gunn and starring David Corensweat, Rachael Brosnahan, and Nicholas Hoult. This is our spoiler-free section, so if you haven't seen the movie yet, you're safe. I will let you know when we're heading into spoiler territory. So for those who don't know, Superman, if you've been living under a rock, but this movie in particular is about him being raised as Clark Kent, born as Kal-El, and choosing between the world that made him and the world that raised him. Just as the values he fights for begin to fade into myth.
Ooh.
As of right now, the film sits at a 7.7 out of 10 on IMDb with a 70 Metascore and an 82% on Rotten Tomatoes. Are those scores justified? We're about to find out, aren't we?
Yeah.
Let's
According
find
to
out.
us, anyway.
But first,
Yeah.
did you know that Patrick Schwarzenegger auditioned for the role of Superman?
I did not know that.
And he's not the first Schwarzenegger to do that.
Oh,
His
that makes
father,
sense.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, lobbied for the same role in the 1978 version of Superman. Is that the one that went to Christopher Reeve? The 78 version?
Yeah.
Okay. So it eventually ended up being Christopher Reeve, but funny that the dad and the son both go out for the same role. They have the look. Yeah, they're big. They're
They do have
bulky,
the-
chiseled. Yep.
But can you imagine an Arnold Superman?
He had to have gotten rid of it, right? I mean, you can't.
Well, that's the accent on his home planet. So,
Oh, okay. Yeah. We would have.
or actually, that's a very strong Kansas accent.
Okay.
A very particular farm in
A
Kansas.
particular small
Yeah.
town of like
very
200
very
people.
small.
Yeah. Will Reeve, son of Christopher Reeve, appears briefly as a TV reporter, mirroring his real-life role as an ABC News correspondent. I thought that was
Whoa.
neat.
That is cool.
Yeah, paying homage.
Totally.
It's very cool.
That is.
The production team even watched Superman, the Christopher Reeve story together before filming to honor the legacy.
I like that.
I think this one brought back a lot of what we all know and love about the Superman story, but also it did feel like a fresh take to me. Like this did feel very fresh and new in my mind. Did you feel that way as well?
I did.
Okay, so that came through.
Yep.
I wonder if anybody else out there felt the same way. But I did, when I was leaving the theater, I felt, it felt very James Gunn.
Yeah. Agreed.
Certainly, he came through. I mean, he has a very specific style of humor that is very noticeable if you watch any of his films.
Yeah.
The Guardian of the Galaxy kind of shtick.
Yeah.
That you're absolutely going to get that here.
Much less.
Much less, sure.
It was very pared down. Mm-hmm. I was actually hoping for a little bit more of a humor element.
Interesting.
From James Gunn.
Joe wanted more humor out of that
bit.
James Gunn. You heard him.
A little bit.
Next time, pump it up.
Exactly, James. But I wasn't disappointed in that sense.
Okay.
But I guess I do have an expectation of a James Gunn film.
Sure.
You know?
Just funnier. More comedy.
It has his movies have a certain rhythm to me, and I'm not saying this didn't, but there were times when I forgot it was a James Gunn film.
Interesting.
Just for me.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah.
That's an interesting take.
No one will agree with me, but anyway, that's okay.
I thought that Superman was somewhat fun.
Oh, it was
fairly entertaining.
Yeah. I'm not saying it wasn't.
Yeah. No. Of course.
Yeah. Hard to compare to whatchamacallits of the Galaxy.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, it's hard because they're just such different.
They're so polar opposites. Yeah. Fairly entertaining, pretty action-packed, relatively funny. I was surprisingly impressed by the CGI. I'll say it. The DCU now has better CGI than Marvel. That's a fact.
Okay.
That's not an opinion. That's a guarantee.
Okay.
I thought the CGI on this was really what stood out the most. It was really phenomenal.
Yeah, it was impressive.
All the movements, even though they're obviously doing things that can't be done as a human, they felt somewhat grounded. Like I never felt like, ugh, CGI. Like it just looks unrealistic. The dog looked fantastic. The dog, if you don't know, was completely CGI. That dog did not exist. It's completely CG. Now I could tell at times, as you also mentioned, but I thought it looked fantastic. The way it moved, the way it, all of it was believable to me. The CG, I was really impressed. Probably
it didn't
the
get
most.
in the way. It didn't get in the way.
Yeah. Did you feel that way too?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It was impressive CGI. I mean, absolutely, there are moments you could tell. It's just, to me, it's a matter of how much CGI.
Okay. Is that, and this is a superhero movie, so you got to expect a lot.
I do, and I absolutely do. And there was a lot. Just for me personally, I think I discovered with these movies I have a particular type of threshold, if you will, of CGI, and this this brought me to the top.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So this was like the most amount that you would want. From a film.
Correct.
Okay, that's fair.
Without it detracting from it, without it taking away.
Totally, because there's plenty of movies that I see, and I'm some of them are Marvel films. That's why I said DC has better, and maybe that's bringing James Gunn over to kind of run things because he's from Marvel side of things, which I think, by the way, is paying dividends for them. I think that was a fantastic move.
I agree.
They should have done that a long time ago, which I think they tried to do. Can you look that up? I remember reading somewhere that they, in previous years, they tried to get Kevin Feige, who's the head of Marvel now.
Okay.
They tried to approach him many years ago, and it didn't work.
Interesting. Yeah.
And then they tried the Zack Snyder to kind of run things with the whole like Batman versus Superman. And yes, so in 2017, after the Justice League, which was a massive flop, and they had like a director's cut, Snyder cut or whatever that was like 7 hours or some shit. My friends were like, "You got to watch it. It's good." I'm like, "Sure, I'll take a day off of work to sit home and watch that movie all day. I got to break that up into like episodes, man."
Yeah, that's a good point.
But I think that this is the best move they could have made, and I think it's going to pay off. I think because this movie, to me, I enjoyed it. It was good. It was a good movie.
Yeah.
I wasn't... We've seen movies previously that, we won't mention, even though the internet's hot on our asses right now for our take on said movie.
True.
But... Right. This movie, to me, I had very little issue with. This is a blockbuster popcorn film done right.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
It's done pretty well. Yeah. There's some cheese moments. There's some stuff that I had to overlook. Sure, that's mostly most films. But
that
was it a good movie? Yeah.
Yeah, it was paced really well. Yeah. It had a consistent look and feel throughout. Pacing was excellent. It was fun.
I did write my notes here. I feel like I have to say it, right? This movie is much better than Jurassic World, all right?
I totally agree.
There was people in the comments, right? Because, so just to give context here, Joe and I posted a clip of us ripping apart Jurassic World. Because
which was genuine. We genuinely felt that way.
The movie was horrible. I've read the comments. I don't change my opinion at all on it. It's still horrible.
Yeah.
I'm not wavering from my point.
Me either.
And people were saying, wait till you see Superman. If you think this was bad, wait till you see Superman. I saw so many comments like that. And so I'm going into Superman going, oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh boy, here we go.
Yeah.
And then I left going, what?
Yeah.
Did I miss something?
Yeah, me too.
Did I close my eyes for half of that? Well, I'm not seeing what they saw. This was actually a decent film. The writing was decent.
Like, I totally agree.
I totally agree. I could tell they tried. That's something we said about Jurassic World.
Yes.
It's like nobody gave a shit.
They phoned it in.
They all phoned it in.
Yep.
This, I could tell that everyone cared.
Agreed.
I could tell each character. I could tell the director, the DP. I could tell the VFX team. I could tell a lot of care went into this.
I couldn't agree with you more. Jurassic World did not have a Rachael Brosnahan to really ground this movie and to really bring a human element to it. And that's where, to me, she was that.
She was the anchor weight?
She was the anchor weight for me personally in this movie.
Okay, that's a fair point to make.
Not just from my crush, but just from watching how she was as her character. I thought it was really well done.
I thought that David Corensweat, was a fantastic Superman. I thought he was great.
He was very likable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was very human, which is kind of the theme of the movie.
Yeah, very
Is-
true.
Is he human? Is he...
And you can see how, like some of his thinking, I absolutely did not agree with, and it was flawed. He was very human in that sense. He was not superhuman.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he played it really well. I think Nicholas Hoult was a fantastic Lex Luthor.
Nicholas Hoult is so good.
And he's just so good in anything he does. I believed him from the start to the finish.
Totally.
Yeah, to do a role like that, I could see there could be so much desire to like go over the top and be like this ridiculous. But I never felt that here. It
didn't
felt
either.
pretty grounded.
What did, I don't want to get ahead of you or us here, but I did wonder what his motivations were at times.
As a character.
And also his team of minions
Yeah.
that were just, obviously these people are very bright and very talented, and they're so gung-ho for getting Superman. And I just kept thinking, why? What is it? Why are you so on
What are
fire?
they in for?
Why yeah.
Yeah. Well, because this one, Heidi just said that this felt like a sequel. They skipped the backstory, which I liked. I know Superman's backstory. I've seen it 100 times. I know where he came from, how he got
Right.
there. I get it. It's relatively to only something like this, popular IP this massive, like a Batman, like a Superman that's been done over, 70 years or whatever it's been, to where you assume the majority of people are going to see this, they know the story of Superman. So we can skip all the origin story and go straight into, hey, here's where we're at.
But it still had origin story.
And I thought
It's
that
still
this was a great intro. It was a great hook. Heidi and I talked about this afterwards, where it starts on Superman just lost his first battle. And then boom,
Right.
here he is. I was like, that's a great hook. I'm in. You got me.
He lost a battle, and then when he's recouping, they did bring in the origin story, or an element of the origin story, to watch the video of his parents.
Yeah, so we still got a little bit of it.
We did.
Yeah.
And then to see that the origin story was different than we all thought for 70 plus years. or
Right,
however long.
right.
It's like, oh.
And I wonder if that's in the comics. And anybody who's a comic fan,
I'd
who's
love
a
to
comic
know
book
that.
reader, is that in the comics, like the deciphered second half of the message? Because in this, it was real, right? I mean, it wasn't like some AI generated. They made a point to make sure of like 10 different times, 10 different people were like,
It's genuine.
it's genuine.
Yeah.
So his parents actually put him there for a different reason than we're
Yes,
saying.
we'll get
which
into
we're not
that
gonna
later. We'll get
spoil
into that
first.
later.
I will say Nathan Fillion as the Green Lantern felt very strange to me. That felt very odd. This casting felt a little bit out of place.
I'm such a fan of his.
Yeah.
I guess I cut him slack for that because it was strange. I agree. But at the same time, I loved, he does campy really well.
That's true. I can't see him as anybody else other than Bones. I just see Bones.
Interesting, because I see him, I see Firefly.
Firefly, yeah. I enjoyed the dog. It was very super dog, but also maintained all like the imperfect, sometimes annoying qualities that make a dog a dog. Like it won't stop biting your toes.
Out
and
of love, though.
Out of love.
Those are love bites.
And it wakes up on him in the bed.
Yeah.
With its
Oh, it's
paws
awesome.
there. It's like,
Yeah.
this is great.
Yeah,
I
that was
love
good.
that. Because it was so, bang, bang action, this and the plot escalator, I didn't get any time to digest the emotional scenes. I heard someone else talk about this film and about how they felt that the comedy, like the James Gunn style comedy, didn't allow them to feel the emotional moments. And I didn't feel that.
Okay.
I didn't feel like the comedy imposed itself on the emotional scenes. I just felt like with the pacing so rapid, I didn't feel a thing emotionally.
And Heidi, you might feel the same way about that. Yes, I think she does, just from her facial expression. Just because I thought the pacing was consistent, I guess.
That's fair.
But
That's fair.
But to your point, I'm not sure, Heidi, what your point was. That is very true, particularly like one of the emotional. I don't want to get into spoiler territory. So
When
maybe
he's
I
at
shouldn't.
when he's at the farm.
No, when he and Lois have a bit of an argument, and he leaves. And the apartment, I thought, dude, that was a bad move for you to leave.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. And
It's
they
just
had
like,
to
boom, on
move
to the
on,
next
and we
thing.
didn't have a lot of time to digest that.
Sure.
So I'm just supporting your point.
Okay, got it.
And agreeing with that.
Yeah.
I don't want to give too much away though, because that scene, boy, that really got my attention. But it showed his flaws too.
Sure, of course.
Yeah.
Of course. I'm curious to hear what you think about this. I didn't feel the crescendo of a superhero movie ending, of like some big grand finale, big fight at the end. Like, I didn't feel it. It felt like kind of just it ended, like the big fight happened and it was over, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't like this, it built up to this massive thing, this massive,
Agreed.
like, monumental thing. I was expecting that, I guess, from a superhero flick.
I didn't think about it, but now that you're saying it, yeah.
Yeah, the final battle snuck up on me.
Yeah.
Is a better way to put it. I don't know. It just felt kind of strange. Maybe I'm alone in that. But
No, I just hadn't given that aspect thought. But no, there wasn't a big crescendo. Maybe there was. It didn't hit me. if
sure,
there
me either.
was.
And that's the only that. So these are small things. Like it didn't. You know, I will say it was fairly political, which I don't mind in a film if it's purposeful. But this times in the film, with this film in particular, I didn't feel like it was really that necessary. And I was digesting this with Heidi after we watched it. And it is kind of like a motivator for the character of Lex Luthor and for why the audience or the citizens or whatever have their opinion of Superman, and like because he like he's helping out the country that's I don't know. It all felt a little bit too political heavy. And I didn't feel like it was very necessary for me for the story. I don't know. Did you feel that way at all?
I don't know if I felt it was too political. I didn't know that it necessarily completely worked.
Yeah, maybe that's what I'm getting at. It just didn't feel like it maybe worked.
And to me, I kept wondering, like, is this a Blackwater thing? Because it's kind of like private elements getting into wars and battles between nations and trying, obviously and egregiously to make money off of it, because there is a lot of money to be made. So that kind of element of this movie was not anything new.
Sure.
But I think it was new to a superhero blockbuster summer movie kind of thing.
Yeah, totally. And I don't want to spend too much time like that.
Fair enough.
We can move on to did our stars align? Let's find out here on Letterboxd. What did we rate Superman, the 2025 version? What do you think, Joe? What do you think I got? What do you think I gave it?
I think you gave it 3.
I gave it 2.5.
Okay.
Because again, I gave F1 3. I can't put this
Got
in
it.
the same.
Oh, good point. Good point. I didn't think about that
as
relatively.
that, because you gave it a 3.
I gave it 2.5.
Okay, so we're aligned again.
Yeah.
We're always aligned. That makes sense. What would you rate it out there,
Yeah.
folks listening and watching?
Love to hear that.
Out of 5 stars, let us know. Let's
Please.
start a conversation.
Please.
I'm curious to see what people feel about this one.